This is Chris Jones. We're doing a podcast here on Anchor and Stitcher and a bunch of other places, and I think on YouTube. Say hi to the video, the angled ones.
Yo, what's up?
I have with me a special guest. His name is Mitchell Graves. And the reason Mitch is here is because I worked with him for a very long time at a car dealership, which I'm not at anymore, and relief. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah. Relief right here, too.
Okay.
I have since gone to another dealership, and I am quite relieved.
Now that that's out of the way, what was I going to talk about now?
I don't remember.
Well, I know Mitch is into classic cars. He has a 1979 Porsche.
Yes.
Which I can flash some pictures on the video when I produce it.
Yeah.
Of that car. Can you tell us how you came about to acquire that 79?
Oh, well, Chris, this is my second one of the same model, same year. The first one I pulled out of a flood, actually.
Wow.
Actually, pulled out of a barn 4 years after a flood. It was, I think, up to the dash in water.
Was it?
Yeah, for about 2 days. And that one, I'd spent like 9 months and about $3,000 getting that one running. Mm-hmm. And that was not much fun. That was it was a 928 is the model.
Right.
And unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, I had to get rid of said car. I didn't have much of a choice. I did get to drive it though, and it was fun. And I fell in love with it.
What year was that one?
79. It was the same year, same thing, just different colors.
What color was it?
It was silver.
Ah.
And I have pictures of that one too. You can put up on.
I will. We'll include it in the video version. By the way, there's going to be a YouTube of this, and of course the audio version as well. So
Yeah.
all inclusive.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh. By the way, I should say that Mitch is a voice guy. He does a few more than I do. I just do this one weird, stupid one.
I do all sorts of them, you know. It's been something I've been practicing since I was younger.
Okay.
Where was I at with that?
We were talking about.
Oh yeah, so I was forced to get rid of that one, which really sucked because I put so much time and effort into it, and it was my first project, so
Yeah.
I really loved it. And driving it was a blast, so I really missed it when I got rid of it. And
Now tell me, why did you have to get rid of it again?
I lost the job that was paying for it. I was a temp at a warehouse, and I was like 2 weeks away from getting full time, which made it suck just so much more because
gosh.
they changed temp agencies,
Oh.
and when they changed agencies, the new agency wouldn't let me on. But I had a whole bunch of the managers and stuff on my side. If I'd been there a couple more weeks, they would have given me full time.
Oh.
But I got rid of that one. I started working at the dealership where I met you.
Yeah.
And I spent about 2 years looking for another 928, and I finally found one up in Plattsburgh, which is where you're from, right?
Yes, I'm from Plattsburgh. Went to high school and college there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I found one. Just happened to be on Craigslist, and I found it. The guy wanted $2,800 for it, and I was like, "Come hell or high water, I'm getting this car."
Yeah.
And I've had it for 3 years now. And
How long did it take you before you had it drivable from the time you got it?
well, let's see. I got it in January of 2016,
Yeah.
and I think it took me a week to get it running. Mm-hmm. It hadn't actually been on the road or registered since 2003.
Oh.
And,
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the old inspection sticker.
Yeah,
So,
the
04.
inspection sticker ran out in 03. So did the registration.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got that running. That only cost me like $50. The fuel pump relay was bad.
Okay.
But there was a whole bunch of other little things that eventually went bad too after. I keep forgetting there's a camera.
Yeah,
on there.
look at the video. So we're not concentrating on that so much.
Yeah.
But just a very fascinating story regarding this new one.
I actually have a lot of the information that most classic owners seek, like service history.
Yeah.
I know where the car has been sold at every single dealership, where it originally was sold from, which was actually, I think, I'd have to check again, but I think it was in San Francisco the car was originally sold.
California. Wow.
Yeah. And then from there, it had its first service in Salt Lake City, Utah. Mm-hmm. And then I don't really have much up until I think '88.
Yeah.
Where it was sold to another dealership in Shelburne, Vermont.
Not too far.
No, not too far. I don't think the dealership exists anymore. I haven't been able to find it.
Yeah.
And then
What was
it went
called?
to...
Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember it said Shelburne.
Okay.
And then from there it went to Plattsburgh. And then it sat in a garage. It sat at a garage from 2006 until...
Until you got it.
No, not until I got it. Until I think 2012 or 2000. Yeah, it's 2012, because then the garage sold it to a guy and he had it for a couple years, and then he sold it to the guy I bought it from. And it was outside up until the guy that I bought it from
Outside?
got it.
It wasn't even garaged?
Yeah, it wasn't garaged. It was sitting outside for like 10 years or something.
Yeah. But it's street legal now, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the right term or not.
Oh, yeah.
But it's on the road. You drove it, and I've seen it at a couple
Yeah.
of the antique car shows around here recently.
Yeah, I actually use it as a daily driver. I
you now?
love the car. Absolutely love it. I didn't bring it today because...
I was wondering that, why you didn't drive it.
Yeah, well, I went to redo the rear brakes this past weekend, and the calipers were so rusted together that I couldn't pull them apart to get the new pads on. The pistons in the calipers work just fine, but,
Yeah.
you know...
Anyway, so it was not drivable today.
No, not today. The parts are supposed to be here tomorrow.
So this is a keeper then, this car.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be keeping it for, well, a long time.
As long as I can.
As long as you can. There are no intentions on like getting another Porsche. What is it?
I wouldn't mind getting another Porsche. I just
You're not going to.
I'm not getting rid of this one to get it.
What is it about that year of 1979, that you are fascinated with?
It wasn't that it was a 79. It's the model of the car.
Just the way it looks. The style.
Yeah. I mean, not even really much the looks. It was Porsche's first V8 car. It's front engine mounted. It's liquid cooled. They've only done, I think, 2 before that.
Right.
And only one front engine mounted configuration, and it's a rear mounted transaxle. It's near 50-50 weight distribution. Mm-hmm. I think it's 48-52.
Uh-huh.
But it's absolutely, it handles amazing, and I think in 79, I think it was the best handling car that was sold in the U.S. according to, I think it was Car and Driver that did that review.
Right. I mean, overall, the Chevys and Fords and Rams and everything that's sold, number one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
It outhandled the Corvette.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But the Corvette had more power and could go a little faster.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was 86 if you bought a 928 GTS.
Right.
And if anybody's listening that's a 928 fan and knows differently,
Yeah.
because I'm not 100% on this, I
Yeah.
think it was the GTS that was the fastest car sold in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Top speed of 155 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And Corvette, Camaro, nobody could touch it.
Wow. That's fascinating. And you got one.
And I have one, yes.
You have
Not the
one.
GTS, but I have that model.
Well, yeah. It's a nice car.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked in the industry for 6 years. I'm not I don't know, cars are not my 100% total passion. But I know what looks good, and I appreciate the culture and love the classics.
Oh, absolutely.
And yours is something that I've just always been fascinated with.
Yeah.
From the first day I saw it, and the day it zoomed out of the used car lot, remember that? And you went down and ended up in the back of the service department.
Oh, yeah, I remember
There's a
that.
video of that somewhere. I'll have to dig it up.
Yeah, somewhere. I think it might be on your Facebook page somewhere.
Alrighty then. Probably is. But you, as of this point, you work in an automobile service department.
Yes, I do. I work at another Chevy dealership.
Okay. And what do you do there?
I'm going from lube tech to technician. I'm being trained on all the technical aspects of
Are you
it.
going to get certified at some point, you think?
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, that's cool. So you'll be one of the guys, instead of just oil changing and tire rotating, you'll be fixing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I will say I do like doing it on my car way more than I do on new cars.
New cars? Well, Since you work at a dealership, you're probably going to have to do a bunch of new ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've already started on that.
Tell me the story about, you told me a story once about you were offered a job, am I right, at a Porsche repair facility? Not around here.
There was, it was actually a friend of mine that's in the 928 clubs that I've bought parts from before, offered me a job at his shop.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to take him up on that, but yeah, that would have been a great one.
Yeah.
Because he works exclusively on my model.
Oh.
That's all he works on is the 928.
And he's busy, sounds like.
He's very busy.
Yeah.
Last I talked to him, he was pretty backed up, but I don't have the money to get down there to help him.
That's why he was, well, that's why he tried to get you, I suppose.
Oh, I suppose.
What aspect of what you do in service is your favorite? And you're going to be training, so the whole picture of it. You just like working on cars.
I do. I love working on cars, and it's something that I've been a huge fan of since I was a kid, you know. Yeah. I'm not sure who got me into cars. I do know that my parents helped train me when I was a baby by, you know, getting me Hot Wheels cars if I did something, you know, like a big boy.
Well, that started it.
I think so.
Hot Wheels and Matchbox. I had Matchbox cars.
Yeah, I still have all of my Hot Wheels cars. I think there's 400 or 500 of them.
Really?
Yeah. Which, I mean,
how old are you, Mitch?
I'm going to be 27 in December.
And you were born, so that was...
92.
Why? Well, you're a puppy then.
Oh, yeah, that's what everybody says.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, since you work at a Chevy dealership,
yes.
Let me talk about Chevrolets for a minute.
All right.
Trucks, cars, what are you a fan of? Corvette, Camaro?
I love the Corvettes and I love the Camaros.
Yeah.
They're so much fun. Absolute blast. I mean, I might not get to drive them very fast, but there's something about the V8s they put in those just gets you, oh yeah.
It gets the adrenaline, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, they're sitting there going down the road like, this is so much fun.
Well, then, yeah, okay. So, yeah, you get to drive them around the lot a little bit and bring them into the bay or something like that.
There was a couple of times at the previous dealership I got to take a Corvette for a rip up the road.
A rip? Is that what you...
Yeah, well, car guys will get it for sure.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
You just tore out of there and squealed the tires. Oh.
No, I didn't squeal it. Well, one of them I did because it was raining.
I made that part up.
Yeah, one of them I did because it was raining and I didn't have traction.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't... the reason I was doing that was because we did a fuel induction service, and what it does is we connect a special fuel line with fluid to run through it that cleans the injectors and the valves and stuff like that. And when you're done with it, you have to take it up the road and drive it because it sets a check engine light. It causes a misfire, and when you take it up the road, you have to hammer it or you're not cleaning it out.
I did an interview with the previous service manager at the place that we both used to work.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Birch.
I love Steve.
Birch Motors. And I had him and Steve Jr. on video for like 20 minutes. And I cornered Steve Jr. and I said, do you remember the first car you ever worked on? And I said, how did it go? And he goes, not well. So I'm going to ask you. And his father had to help him.
Yeah, well, hey, that's how we all learn.
But now, he's, the two of them are principals. I mean, they co-own Birch Motors.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty cool the way that they got that going. So what about you, though? Do you remember your first car working on?
I think the first car I worked on was actually my S10. I had a 1995 S10. It was lowered. It only sat probably 3 inches off the ground.
Oh,
and
gosh.
I didn't do that.
Don't hit a bump.
Oh, yeah. I've caught air in that truck. I didn't lower the truck, but I bought it like that.
Yeah.
And it was a blast to drive. Rear-wheel drive, 4-cylinder, 5-speed. There was At one point, I was going down the Northway to see my girlfriend at the time, and I blew a transmission on the interstate.
Oh,
So that was my first.
so did it lock up or just slow down?
No, it didn't lock up. We were going down, and I think what happened was I blew one of the main gaskets for the fluid.
Yeah.
And I think it had been leaking out for some time going down the Northway, and it just overheated the transmission, and it completely chewed up fifth gear. Like there was nothing left of that gear. And when I put it in fourth gear to try to keep going, because I still wasn't sure what was wrong, I thought maybe I blew a synchro, maybe I bent the fork, I don't know. But I put it in fourth gear, and then I couldn't get it back out. It was stuck in fourth gear, and I had to stop and get somebody to tow me back home. But I did replace the transmission in that. My dad helped me with that, and so we didn't break anything. Good. And that was fun. I missed that truck. That was a good truck.
What was the first car you ever had that you owned?
The first one I ever owned was a 1996 Toyota Celica GT. It was a 2.2 4-cylinder, 5-speed manual.
Manual.
Yeah.
Now here's another thing: manual shift versus automatic.
I'm a stick shift guy. I'm a stick shift guy. Yeah. I've only owned one automatic car, and the only reason I owned it was because I paid $200 for it.
Well, that's the reason.
And I needed a winter beater.
Gee, it's so boring driving this thing. There's no clutch.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's been more than once I've gotten an automatic car and went, where's that third pedal? It's automatic.
Well, with these new cars, you can put them in M manual.
Yeah, but it's not
there's no
the
clutch,
same.
and you're just pushing the thing.
Yeah.
To get the shift to get it. Yeah.
It's not the same.
My first car was a 1970 Ford Maverick.
Oh.
Rust bucket. It was red. I think that was $200, maybe $300.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you get the right ones. Sometimes they look nice, but I'm not a fan.
That was 77 or something.
I was going to say, I think 77
18.
was
Well, that's the year
year.
I got it.
Yeah.
But when I got the car, it was like it had been through this is in Plattsburgh.
Yeah.
North Country winters and snow and ice and all that.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to kill those.
It was rusted all to pieces.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the North Country.
Then when my father passed, I inherited his 79 Pinto wagon.
Oh, God.
That wasn't one of the ones that blew up when you hit it. It wasn't. There was a few.
Obviously, you didn't hit it hard enough.
That thing died, and I think it actually died on Quaker Road, somewhere down here.
Yeah.
Because I inherited it from my father. And white smoke. I think it blew a head gasket. White.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Smoke all everywhere, and then finally, and $30 I got for it, and some flatbed towed it away. That was the end of that. We changed the engine in it once too. I remember back in the late '80s.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I never did that with the Celica. Didn't have to do any engine work.
Yeah.
Mostly because I wrecked it a month after I put it on the road.
Oh.
Yeah, that was. I can give you those pictures too if you want, but I don't think they really need to see them.
No, we'll concentrate on the Porsche.
Yeah. I mean, the Celica was a nice car, and I do miss
it. If you have it, we'll put it on.
Yeah. I've got pictures of the finished product, because I had to do a lot of body work before I put it on the road. The bumpers were falling off, and it needed a new hood.
The pictures we're going to see of your Porsche are, not painted or not finished.
Yeah, it's not painted right now. It does need paint.
Are you going to do that?
I got a friend that works at the dealership I'm currently at that's going to help me with that.
Good.
I got to get the paint, and I'm going to put it back to factory color for now, at least.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it looks.
I think so. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird copper brown metallic is the name of the paint.
Yeah.
And for a while I didn't like the brown that's on it, but after all of the paint that's on it right now is oxidized.
Is it?
And I did some wet sanding, and I finally got through to the original color, and I was like, you know what? I actually kind of like this. Yeah. It's nice.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, I usually choose not to answer questions like that, because my plans never go the way I want them to.
We didn't pre-plan this, so I'm just throwing this stuff out there.
Yeah, well, I'd like to be doing some type of racing. Probably not professionally, because that takes forever, and while
You're
I would
young.
love
You
to
could
do
do
it, I could, but it's so expensive.
Is it? Yeah, I
It's
guess.
so expensive. Even just getting an amateur racing, it's so expensive.
What have you talk to me like somebody who's never done it, which I haven't, so I don't know what's involved.
Well, the type of racing I want to do is rally, or
Okay.
at the very least hill climbs. I mean, hill climbs are a lot cheaper, depending on what state you're in.
Right.
The regulations really aren't that bad. So, I mean, I could just get some beater to send up the hill.
Yeah.
But to get something that'll be competitive really isn't that cheap. And certain states will require like a roll cage, and I think all of them require that you have an FIA certified helmet.
Oh,
Yeah, those aren't cheap either.
sure not. Okay, now I'm understanding why now. But once you have all that in place, can you compete and win
Yeah, I
prize
could
money
do-
and all that stuff?
I could do amateur events. I don't think the prize money, depending on which ones I do, would be enough to pay for the racing. But
The idea, though, is that you want to get out there and just have fun doing it.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
that's
rally would be a blast. It really would.
Now, do you follow NASCAR?
I haven't in a while.
Who was
I do
your
need
guy
to
when
catch
you
it.
did?
I'm
Everybody's
sure I'm going to catch some flack for this, but I used to love Jeff Gordon. I loved watching him race.
Everybody likes to rank on him.
Yes, they do.
My brother was a big Gordon fan.
Yeah?
Gordon's okay. I mean, he just did the right thing at the right time. Maybe he had some help, but
Yeah. It was always just fun to watch.
yeah, it was.
And of course, everybody likes watching the cars wreck. You know, that was always
Okay,
entertaining.
did you ever watch a NASCAR race where there were absolutely no wrecks, like none, and they just go around the track for 100 laps or whatever they do? Gee, that was pretty boring. I come here to watch the wrecks. I want to
don't
see
think I've
wheels
ever
fly
seen-
in the air and stuff.
I don't think I've ever seen a race where they didn't wreck. At least once. At least somebody kisses the wall and takes out half the field, you know.
And that's what you go there for, isn't it? Come on, admit it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And all these NASCAR fans, too, they do that.
Yeah. Lately, I've been watching Rallycross.
Okay.
And that's a fun one to watch
What
because
channel's
it's...
that on?
I don't know what channel. I have it, not Car and Driver. Motor Trend.
Okay.
They have an app that you can watch
on your
pretty much
phone?
any racing. Yeah, on my
Okay.
phone, on my Xbox. You know.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been watching a lot of Rallycross lately.
Yeah.
And that's fun because it's really short races, 4 laps, 5 laps, depending on which heat you're in. And it's it's pedal to the metal the whole way.
Oh, God.
Doesn't matter if you hit somebody. If your car's still moving, you're still going.
Speaking of games, you mentioned Xbox. What is your favorite racing game? Isn't there one called Forza?
Forza. I love Forza. I like the Horizon series. I think that one's a lot of fun. The Motorsport series is a lot of fun too, but I do like the open world racing.
Open world. Do you do any PlayStation 4?
I would, but every time I think about getting a PlayStation, they come out with a game for Xbox, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll buy that, and I'll be hooked on that for another
Our
3
family
months.
and my kids, who are actually older than you,
Yeah.
they have like 2 or 3 PlayStation 4s. They never did the Xbox thing. And they loved a game called Gran Turismo.
Yep.
You know about that one?
Yeah, we used to have that. I did have a PlayStation years ago. I had a PS2.
Yeah.
And we played Gran Turismo on that a lot. My dad and I did.
Yeah. I played it with my sons and daughter, too.
Yeah.
It's a great
That was
it's
a fun
great
game.
And
Absolutely.
then Twisted Metal.
Oh, I love Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal 2
I
is the
still,
best.
I think I still have Twisted Metal 2 for the PC.
Yeah. For the PC?
For the PC.
Yeah, I had it, too. In fact, I
I
got a
don't know
disc
where
here
it is.
somewhere. I tried to play it on this very modern computer that I have, but
It was probably like, what is
it's
this?
not really one. Just sat there and said, "What?" I got it to load. It said the single track screen came up and the music, but it wouldn't go any further. I couldn't go into any of
yeah.
the games. We're not doing this. It said. So
It's like I put a DVD in my Xbox the other day, and it was like, I don't know how to play this. It's straight up like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm sorry, it's too old. I don't remember what the movie
Do
was.
you take your 79 Porsche in its current condition to classic car shows?
I sure do. And I love doing it.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of people asking you about it, the history and all that?
Usually, most people ignore it because they don't really know what it is, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's most recognized in Tom Cruise's movie there, Risky Business.
Yes.
And that was a huge thing for it.
Yeah.
But most people don't really know what it is. And the people that do absolutely love it.
Yeah.
They love the car.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's
good.
the comments I get on it are great. You know, it's fun. You know, and a lot of people are like, "Wow, you really don't see these things anymore." And I'm like, "I know."
It ought to get more attention when you get it painted and looking.
Oh yeah,
original.
absolutely. There's I think in May there's going to be probably 25 or 30 of us getting together up in Chestertown.
Okay.
That's usually right around when it is anyway.
Yeah.
That all own those cars.
No, that's cool. You'll have like a Porsche rally.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we did. I went to it this year, and that was a ton of fun. And mine was hands down in the worst condition there.
Yeah.
Everybody's everybody there had these really nice cars. You know, every single one of them was nice, and here I pull in, and mine's misfiring here and there. You know, and the paint looks horrible, and I pull in, and everybody swarmed my car. Everybody loved it.
Because of the way it looked.
Yeah, because it was original. Everything about it was original.
That's great.
And it still is original.
There's no radio in it.
No, there isn't. Not that I really care.
Did it have an AM only,
It
or was it AM
would
FM?
have. It would have come with AM FM.
Would it?
Yeah. I think it might have come with either a tape player or an 8-track.
A cassette.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 79. It might have been an 8-track.
It might have been. I don't know. I'd have to look
They were
that up.
gone. You know, I got to remember my history because I was alive then. I was 20 years old when your car was new, but I wasn't heavy into cars at that point.
Yeah.
But I remember 8-tracks. They were mid 70s, like 75,
Yeah.
6. So 79 would have been the year of My Sharona. Remember that song?
Yes.
Number one song for the whole year, man. All summer. I bet there were some Porsches driving around cranking that song.
Oh, I'm sure mine did too.
One-hit wonder band, The Knack. Go off on my radio thing now.
Yeah, you are the radio guy. Huh?
I am. I do that on the side. ChrisJonesRadio.com, by the way. What else? I mean, besides Porsche, obviously that would be your passion. What other classic cars? I know you said Corvette and Camaro, but other brands. How about a Mustang?
Oh, let's see. I like some Mustangs. And I'm sure I'd catch heat for this, but I didn't really care for the Fox bodies. Mm-hmm. I didn't like them very much at all.
Just the style?
Yeah, I don't really care for the squared out look. Mm-hmm. I like a lot of curves in my cars, you know?
Well, they're like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, the Fox body just didn't do it for me. My dad does have an 86 Capri, which is pretty much the same thing. I think it had better suspension, and I'm not sure what else, different fenders.
Yeah.
And it's a fun car. It sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like how it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really... the looks of my 928 aren't my favorite looks for a car either, but it's a fun car.
Foreign sports cars.
Foreign sports
Besides
cars?
the Porsche.
Oh, let's see. I
spot.
mean, the 911's obviously a nice car. You know, those are fun. I did get to go for a ride in one of those. You gotta love a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Gotta love a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're just so good looking. I would never own one.
Too much
even
money
if I had,
or just too much maintenance?
Like even if I had the money, if I could afford it with no issues whatsoever, I still wouldn't buy one.
And why?
You can't get them in stick shift.
Oh, they're all okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, they all have the paddle shift, and I don't like that. I mean, I'm sure it's great for the
Weren't
track
there some
and everything.
Corvettes that had that?
Yeah, you can get the Corvette with paddle shift. Actually, the new one you can only get with paddle shift, which is a huge disappointment for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I understand why, you know, because it's
Yeah.
You know, it's meant to compete with the foreign supercars and everything, and stick shift just doesn't cut it for them. Which, I mean, I think is stupid, because the ZL1 Camaro, that 650 horsepower Camaro, they took that with the 6-speed around the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
And it outperformed the Ferrari 488 GTB, which had the paddle shift. And it outperformed the Aventador LP700-4.
We've gone about 30, 35 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So I think we'll wrap it up for now, Mitch, and it's been fun on this episode going over all the history of your cars and your automobile history, pretty much. Yeah. So we'll do it again, and we'll maybe next time because I wanted to ask you more about, seeing as you work at a new car dealership. I want to talk about, I know you're not in sales or whatever, but I want to get your thoughts on trends and where it might be going. But that's for the next time.
That sounds good to me.
Sound good. See you later. Bye bye.
See you later, everybody. Yeah. Later, everybody. Yeah. Later, everybody. Yeah.